What's good, YouTubers? My name's Gib The Great, and welcome to the first episode of Professional's Guide to Pokemon. That's right, you guys. This is the Professional Guide to Pokemon, advancing on from Beginner's Guide to Pokemon, which, if you've just tuned into this video and you haven't seen Beginner's Guide to Pokemon yet, then please do check it out, because it is linked in the description. You can find him in the playlist link in the description, which you can easily just go and check out along the channel and watch Beginner's Guide to Pokemon, because I seriously suggest that if you don't know what Pokemon is and you've just tuned into this video because it's one of the newer ones on the channel, please go back and watch Beginner's Guide to Pokemon first, because if you're a noob, then that's what the Beginner's Guide to Pokemon is for. But this is for those people who want to try and get into competitive Pokemon battling along Wi-Fi and what have you. So think of it as like progressively becoming harder and learning new stuff, because you know, if you've watched Beginner's Guide to Pokemon, then you want to learn more stuff, and then this is what I consider professional level. I mean, you know, some people might think otherwise, but what have you. So if you guys are excited for Pokemon, Professional's Guide to Pokemon, sorry, then please make sure you leave a like down below for us, because your support is appreciated, and it does take me a long time to make these videos for you guys. So yeah, give the support going, and if you haven't already, subscribe to Tech for all latest Tech content, so you can keep up with Professional Guides to Pokemon and any other videos that I do. But anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So today's topic for Professional's Guide to Pokemon, you guys, is going to be perfect breeding. Well, what do I mean when I say perfect breeding? Well, I assume everyone knows what breeding is. It's when, you know, it's when two Pokemon breed together to make offspring. Pretty much what happens in the natural world, you know. Two dogs have babies, you know, which is pretty much all puppies, I should say. A man and a woman have babies, you know. That's what breeding is. But in Pokemon, obviously, you need a male and a female Pokemon to breed and get offspring and what have you. Well, what's the formula for perfect breeding, shall we say? Well, let's say what you need is the Pokemon you want to breed for. So, say if I want to breed a Gible, like a Gible that I want to train up from scratch, then I would need a Gible, a Gabai, or a Garchomp, pretty much, and that has to be female, but I'll get onto that later on. But the next thing you need is a Pokemon capable of breeding with your wanted Pokemon that you want, obviously, or Ditto. So say I have a male Garchomp, but I want to get a Gible. Well, that's no problem, because with male Pokemon you can easily use Ditto, because if you have a male Pokemon and you're breeding from the same egg group, again we'll get onto that later, then the female Pokemon, your partner, so say if I have a male Garchomp and I have a female Bibarel, I know that those two aren't likely to breed together, but I'm just using an example. Sorry. I have male Garchomp here, and I have a female Bibarel, but it's most likely that the offspring will be Bidoof, because that is a female. So unless you're breeding with Ditto, then the gender of the Pokemon really does matter. So if you have a female Garchomp, then it is likelihood that the offspring will be Gible 100% and what have you. And also what you need is an Everstone and a Destiny or not. As I say, this is important items that will come later on. So let's get into today's video. So say I wanted to breed a Ghastly, but specifically I wanted to breed a timid Ghastly, which obviously natures and everything are important in competitive battling. So timid ups Ghastly's speed and lowers attack, pretty much, which is one of the beneficial natures for Gengar, along with modest, if you will, if you're trying to make a specially offensive sweeper set. So Ghastly is first thing you need to know, you guys, Ghastly can be male or female, and it's in the Amphoros egg group. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but you'll see it on screen here in a minute, or probably now, I don't know. So to breed with Ghastly, choose a Pokemon in the same egg group, or breed with a member of Ghastly's evolution line, being Ghastly, Haunter, or Gengar, or Ditto. So pretty much I have this Ghastly here, which would be, I think this Ghastly that we have here is female. Yes, indeed it is female. So because this Ghastly is female, there's a 100% chance that any eggs will hatch will be Ghastly. So you need to have a compatible Pokemon that can breed with Ghastly successfully in order to hatch future Ghastlys. So from this you can choose to have male Ghastly, male Haunter, male Gengar, male Mischievous, male Miss Magnius. The list goes on and on. You can check all this like in Bulbapedia in your own time, or you can breed with Ditto. But if you have a male Ghastly, then your only option is to breed with Ditto, or a member of Ghastly's evolution line, because the off chance is that if you get breed with a male Ghastly and you have a female Mismagius, then the offspring will be a female Mischievous. Do you guys see where I'm going with this? So if you want to have future Ghastlies and get the Ghastly you want, then obviously your first step is to obviously find a way to produce Ghastlies, which is the offspring. So if breeding it from the same egg group, make sure the Ghastly is female with the nature you want. So first things first, if you have, say you have two Pokemon that are capable of having Ghastly as the offspring, so obviously a female Gengar, female Haunter, or female Ghastly, or whatever, basically a Ghastly in any way, shape or form, or Haunter or Gengar. But say you get a timid or modest one, but for right now we're breeding with a timid. We want a timid one. So say we hatch a timid one, and it's perfect. It's the one we've got. It's male or female. So put the Everstone on your timid male or female Ghastly, and the Destiny Knot on the partner. So this is where the Everstone and the Destiny Knot come into play, because say we have our female Ghastly here. In this case, we're just looking at specifically female Ghastly, and our partner Pokemon is male Gengar. So we have to with I don't know, a nature like Bashful or something, because I know that's neutral. So what we want to put the Everstone on our timid Ghastly and the Destiny on our Gengar. So this is to pass max IVs from the parents to the offspring. So say like our Gengar has got max special attack and max speed, which is great for Ghastly and Gengar overall. But the IVs can be random, so keep hatching until you get the IVs that you are happy with. So for example, for competitive use, you will want max IVs in special attack, speed, special defense, and HP. You don't really want any attacking you don't really want any max IVs in attack, because Ghastly, Haunter, or Gengar is not seen as a physical attacker. So that's the reason why any other IVs apart from attack is great, but the more you get, the better, because essentially when you have max IVs, that counts for 31 points in obviously that respective stat, which can be pretty much the difference between you outspeeding something or not, you doing more damage to a Pokemon or not. Max IVs are great, and I know I'm not like that super what's the word I'm looking for? Like swatted up. There we go, swatted up on my IVs and EVs and stuff, because pretty much like when a couple of months ago, this was all new to me, and then when I started breeding, I kind of got into the habit of it. So that's why I'm bringing you guys this today. So what about Pokemon that have more than one fixed ability? So to anyone that knows, Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar only have the one ability, being Levitate. But more common Pokemon tend to have two normal abilities and a hidden ability, or one normal ability and a hidden ability. So for example, the other day when I was breeding Vulpix tends to get Flash Fire normally and Drought as a hidden ability. So those are his two abilities. Whereas Buneri gets three abilities, Runaway and Klutz being its normal ability, and Limber as a hidden ability. So some Pokemon will only have one ability, in this instance Ghastly with only Levitate. Some Pokemon will only have two abilities, one being normal, one being hidden, in this case Vulpix with Flash Fire on Drought. Some Pokemon will have three abilities, two being normal, one being hidden, in this instance Buneri with Runaway, Klutz, and Limber. So if you have a parent with the nature you want but not the ability, keep the Everstone on that parent, and hopefully there will be a chance that you will get the ability you want while keeping the nature. So for example, say okay, we got our Ghastly now, we're not worried about that. Let's say we now wanted a Buneri to go along in our competitive team for Wi-Fi and, training them up and what have you. So say we wanted a Buneri with Limber. So if we have a Buneri with a jolly nature, but not the ability, say we have a Buneri with a jolly nature with Runaway. We don't really want Runaway because we want Limber. So we want to keep that Everstone on that parent, and hopefully there will be a chance that you get the ability. So eventually you'll keep on hatching eggs and hatching eggs, because there'll be a likelihood that eventually the Pokemon will have the hidden ability, and then with the Everstone attached to it, the parent will keep that nature. So because, say like you've hatched 5 eggs, each one of them will have the ability, no, will have the nature, will have the jolly nature, but they may have different abilities. So 2 Pokemon may have the runaway ability, 2 Pokemon may have the klutz ability, and then the one you want will have Limber, which is the one we want. We want a jolly Limber Baneri. So now that we got that, most Pokemon, as you will tend to find some of the time, most Pokemon breeders will tend to hatch Pokemon with their hidden abilities, because these can be quite superior in some cases to other abilities for their Pokemon, and can be seen as a rare, if you will. So hidden abilities can tend to be more powerful than the normal abilities that the Pokemon get. So, you know, in some instances, like I said with Limber means that Baneri can't be paralyzed, whereas Runaway has no competitive use, and Klutz means that Baneri can't use this held item, apart from like Mega Stones and Choice Scarfs and what have you. So Limber can be like really helpful, because that means like Baneri can't get paralyzed, which can really help Baneri out, because, you know, it's a fast Pokemon and what have you. So one final thing, you guys, if you hatch a Pokemon that can have 2 normal abilities, but you get the wrong ability, buy an ability capsule for 200 battle points in the Battle Resort in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, or the Battle Maison in X and Y, or keep on breeding, whichever one you fancy more. So in the case of like you don't want the hidden ability for the Pokemon, and you want a Pokemon that has 2 normal abilities. Obviously the ability capsule can only work with Pokemon that have 2 normal abilities and 1 hidden ability, so essentially Pokemon that have 3 abilities. So say for instance we have our Baneri here. I'm using Baneri as the example because it's the only one I've got with 2 abilities so far on my screen. So say we have a Baneri with Runaway, and if we wanted to run a choice banded Baneri, because, you know, Lopunny can be really choice banded Lopunny, sorry, because Lopunny can be really fast, because I think speed is its highest stat. Don't quote me on that. So yeah, say we wanted to run a choice banded Lopunny, we can use the ability capsule to change Baneri's nature from Runaway to Klutz, because, you know, Klutz means that it can't use this held item, but with the choice band that doesn't matter anyway, it negates it. So, you know, that can be really helpful, or you can just keep on hatching it until you get Jolly or Klutz, because, you know, there'll be a likelihood that you'll get the second ability more rather than the hidden ability. So, you know, hopefully this guide has helped you guys as even enough to breed Pokemon. I know that the voice alone might not make sense, but, you know, you'll have pictures on your screen to help you guide through it and what have you. Hopefully with what images I can find on Google and what have you, because, you know, I don't have editing software that I can like Photoshop stuff and what have you. So hopefully, you know, this guide will help you breed Pokemon successfully and get used to that competitive base Pokemon that you want, and then eventually train up. So next week, next Saturday, we will be talking about competitive team building. So it's like I'll probably be like talking about like what teams go really well together, what types go really well together, and so on and so forth. And then once you figure out the Pokemon that you want, and then later on we'll go on to talk about how you can get EVs and train them up the way that you want, pretty much. So hope you guys did enjoy this first episode of Professional's Guide to Pokemon. If you did, please make sure you hit that like button down below for us, because your support is greatly appreciated. And to keep up with all this content, make sure you subscribe to Ultra Tech. But for right now, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are amazing. I've been Gib The Great. This is me, signing off.